Hey there, welcome to video number 4 in our 12 steps to becoming a Mailbox Power genius video series. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to organize your contacts into groups, and this video is actually going to be broken into two parts. The first part is going to be very theoretical. It's about how to organize your contacts if you have not ever done that, or if you're looking to revamp it. If you do already have your contacts broken into different groups in a CRM, go ahead and watch the video. It's not that long, and I'll talk about some best practices. And then the second half is, which is very straightforward, is going to show you the actual mechanics of how to create the groups in the system. With that, I'm going to dive right in to the first part. So this is how to organize your contacts for best use with Mailbox Power. And let's see. Our system is built around groups in the address book that are linked to campaigns. And so, as you can see, you could have just a single group if you wanted. You could call it anything you want, and you could just put every single person you've ever met in that one group. I think there are better and more efficient ways to organize your system, but that is an option. But you can see that we have an unlimited number of groups. You can have, 50,000 different groups in your address book if you would like. You could call them something as simple as Group A, Group B, Group C, Group D. Or you can customize each and every one of the group names. So our system, the power of our system is it combines customization with automation, and the customization is throughout the entire system. So you can call your groups whatever you would like. Campaigns, same thing. You can have an unlimited number of campaigns, and you could call them campaign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever you want, or you can call them more specific names so that you know what each campaign is actually about, right? And that is the way that I recommend doing it. Now, don't worry. As we go through these 12 videos, I'm going to take you through step by step, so don't get overwhelmed in what to call your groups or what do you name it or whatever. We will get into all of that. This is simply about your contacts, and I want you to understand the basic mechanics of how our system is configured. Now, this is the list of all of the groups, and this is the list of all the campaigns on the right here. You can have any group attached to any campaign, and it could be a single group attached to a single campaign, or you could have a single group attached to multiple campaigns, or you can have one campaign that is attached to multiple groups. So again, don't get overwhelmed with this. We'll go through step by step, and I have your back. I will take care of you, and I promise you, by the end of this video series, you are going to be a Mailbox Power genius, and all of your contacts are going to be hearing from you on a regular basis, and you're going to make a lot more money, and you're going to save a ton of time. I just want you to understand, though, that it can be one group to many campaigns. It can be many groups to one campaign. Now, if you already, this is talking more about how to organize your groups. If you already have a database, if you've been in business for a while, if you're coming from another industry where you already had to have your contacts organized, here are a couple of best practices. Whatever CRM you're using, I'm sure that there's a way that you can export your contacts. And when you do that, make sure that you do it in a CSV format. This is comma separated value. The particulars of how that works are not that important. Just make sure that that is the format that you choose. Also, then when you go to import them into the Mailbox Power system, again, this is if you already have a database and you already know what different groups you have people in. I want you to go ahead and import them as individual groups. Don't do a single import of your entire list. This is about efficiency. You could do that if you wanted, but then you're going to have to go in and differentiate everybody anyway. So when you import them, just go ahead and import them as individual groups. So your past client group, your birthday group, your family group, your neighbor group, however you have it organized. It's just going to save you a lot of time. And then there is a link to the import contact video and template in the description of this video. It's going to walk you through step by step. It's very straightforward. Pro tip, make sure that the name of the group that you're uploading matches exactly, including capitalization, to the name of the group in the Mailbox Power system. That'll make more sense when you watch the import contact video. And then if all else fails, feel free to ask chat for help. Chat can be accessed. There's a little blue circle in your system in the bottom right-hand corner. Just go ahead and send those guys a message. They are fantastic. They are on it, and they will help you and make sure that your system is set up just exactly the way that you want it. So that's if you already have a database, right? Now, if you are new or you don't yet have a formal database for whatever reason, and if you've been in the business for a while and you don't yet have a formal database, take heart. I talk to realtors all over the country in all different stages of their careers, from brand new agents, newly licensed last week, all the way to 30-year veterans. This is a consistent challenge that we face across our industry. It's something that I faced for years, actually until I got involved with Mailbox Power. So don't beat yourself up. We're going to fix it right now. This is the perfect time to get you set up right so you can stay in consistent and frequent touch with your clients. And if you are new in the real estate industry, this is I'm jealous that you have the opportunity to get set up properly right from the get-go. It's gonna make you a lot of money over time. Trust me. Second thing, don't fall into analysis paralysis. There are a myriad of ways that you can organize your contacts. And I think sometimes where people get tripped up is they say, I don't know what the perfect way to do it is, so I'm just not going to do it at all because I'm afraid of doing it wrong. The great thing with Mailbox Power is you have many, many, many different ways that you can organize people, and you can adjust and make changes on the fly, and you're not locked into anything really ever. So it's more important to take action and adjust as you go than it is to try and come up with the perfect system right in the beginning, because my experience has been if you try to do that, you're never going to take action, and action will beat theory every single time. So don't fall into analysis paralysis. Just start by putting names on a list. Don't worry if you don't have their contact info. I'm going to show you in a couple of videos how to get people's contact info in a way that is charming and disarming. It is non-confrontational. You're not going to have to cold call. You're not going to have to do anything creepy or weird, but you will end up getting people's contact info so that you're going to be able to stay in regular, consistent contact with your clients. Now, as I said, there are countless ways to organize all of the people in your life. I'm going to give you a good basic template to follow. This is a perfect place to start. If you have never done this before, just use this, and then we will evolve as your career evolves, right? So first, I want to talk about your farm. This is a term that people use in real estate. It means a group of people who you are going to regularly cultivate as contacts in the hope that that cultivation will bear fruit in the form of new real estate business, right? It's often based on geography. So think of a neighborhood. A good rule of thumb is about 500 houses. I'm going to link at the end of this video to a couple of books on my website that I recommend, not written by me, but fantastic trainers, fantastic information. One in particular, Danielle Kennedy. She talks a lot about geographic farming. It's really insightful, so I highly recommend that book. But it doesn't have to be based on geography. It can also be based on social events or locations. So if you're a member of a country club, you may not know every single person at that club, especially if you are new in the area or new to the club, but it's a great place to get the word out that you are the real estate expert. Another example would be other parents at your kids' school. You may not know them, or you may only know them peripherally from PTA meetings or social events through the school, but also another great place to geographic or to farm for new business. So as I said, you don't need to know everyone on this list. And these are going to be people who you'll be doing a systematic monthly marketing campaign to. And as I said, don't worry, I'm going to show you how to do this. So just in terms of how you're thinking about how to organize all the people in your life, the first place I would start would be your farm. You can pick the neighborhood where you live, or as I said, the country club that you belong to, or a gym that you belong to, or a school. again, don't fall into analysis paralysis. If you're sort of stuck on where to start, then skip ahead in the video series to the there is a video called How to Use Build a Mailing List, and start there and just use your home address in that video, and that's going to give you a geographic farm. It's perfect. But take action. Okay? Many books exist on real estate farming. As I said, check out my website for a few of my recommendations, and I'll put a link in the comments. So that's your farm. Don't spend a lot of time. Just pick a neighborhood, pick an area, and be done with it. I really want to talk, though, about your centers of influence, your sphere of influence, your circles of influence. Different people call it different things, but these are people who you've met. They're people who are already in your life. These are people who know, like, and trust you. And what Mailbox Power is going to do is it's going to make them remember you when it is time for them to buy or sell a piece of real estate, right? The easiest way to organize these people initially, again, this is if you've never done this, this is the easiest way to do it, and just put it into practice and you can evolve it later, right? Just think of it as Group A, Group B, and Group C. Group A, these are the people closest to you, your best referral sources, your favorite past clients, your current clients, aspirational clients, so people who you're not maybe working with right now, but you really would love to. If you really wanted to get into probate business and there's a particular attorney, a probate attorney in town who does all the probate business, that would be an aspirational client, right? These people are going to be the highest, you're going to be in the highest frequency of contact with them. It's going to be sort of the most intense relationships. These are the people, they have your back, they are in your corner, they are your biggest cheerleaders, that you are their first call when it comes to real estate already. Group B, these are past clients, maybe not your favorite past clients, but still past clients, your favorite vendors. I think of this as the elevator rule. So you get on an elevator and somebody steps on who you haven't seen in a little while, and you're delighted to see them. Oh my gosh, how are you? It's so good to see you. How have you been? These are the people that are going to be in Group B. You probably aren't going to be in regular contact with them, but when you are in contact with them, you're excited, they're excited to be in contact with you, or you would like to cultivate a better, deeper, stronger, richer relationship with these people. That's going to be Group B. And then Group C, this is going to be the biggest group, but it's also going to be the lightest touch. So these are maybe past clients who have moved away. You want to keep in some type of contact with them just in case they know somebody who wants to move back to the area. But you're not going to be calling them on a weekly basis, just because the likelihood that you're going to be receiving referral business from them if they're not living in the area is probably a little lower. Or friends of friends, possibly you're at a party, you meet someone who is a friend of a friend, and you hit it off, but for whatever reason you haven't been able to get it together to stay in touch with them. They are a great example of a Group C person. You want kind of a light touch throughout the year, maybe 4 times, 6 times, something like that. The very last point I want to make in terms of how to organize your contacts is a point that I've made already, but it bears repeating. Get into action. Just make 3 lists: Group A, Group B, Group C. Don't worry about being perfect about who is in which list. We can adjust that later. I just want to get you into action. So that's the quick overview on how to think about organizing your clients. Now I want to go into the system. It's funny, building the groups in the system is actually very straightforward. It's very easy. As you know, if you've watched the other videos, when you log into the system, this is the page you're going to be taken to, and I want you to come to the drop-down menu up here and just go to your address book. I'm going to work on the theory that you are building groups A, Group B, and Group C. And so I'm just going to show you how to create each of those groups, and then I'll do a little bonus at the end. So this blue button, create a new group, we're just going to click that here. And we're going to call this, I know you're going to be surprised, Group A. Boom. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And then we just repeat that. We just come here to groups. There's a little grayed out button here. It's going to take us back to the group page in the address book. And you can do this whenever you want to add a new group, create a new group. Group B, let's say your daughter belongs to or is a new member of the Girl Scouts, and you wanted to create a group for all of the girls in her Girl Scout troop, or all the parents of the girls in the Girl Scout troop, and they're people who are not yet in your life, but you want them to be, then you would just create a new group and then call that Girl Scout troop members, or parents of Girl Scout troop members, whatever you wanted to call that, and then create the group, Group C. So there we have it, Groups A, Group B, and Group C. Again, if you already have groups because you've been in business for a while and your CRM is set up, then your group names are going to be different. But if you're brand new, then just start with Group A, Group B, and Group C. And then just as a little bonus, with the Build a Mailing List feature, when you purchase that list, this is about your Geographic Farm, so when you purchase the Build a Mailing List feature, it's going to show up in your system as a mailing list and then the date that you purchased the list. And what you can do is you can leave it with that name if you would like, or if you come over here to Options, Rename Group, you can just call it Geographic Farm, making sure I'm spelling it properly, and then update name, and then it's just going to live in your address book as your Geographic Farm. So that is the video number 4 in our 12 steps to becoming a Mailbox Power Genius series, all about how to create your groups. If you have any questions, you are always welcome to reach out to me. My contact information is all over this page. It's all over my website. You can email me, and you are even welcome to call me if you are stuck in that analysis paralysis mode. This is a mode that I know well, and if you need somebody to talk you or push you off a ledge, I am happy to do that and get you back into action, because as I said, action will trump theory every single time. So let's get you into action and head over to the next video. Thanks so much for watching, and make it a great day.